Hello, everyone. Good morning. Today is day three of our 1 week long, wherein we are going to do short micro webinars or seminars on heart health, a fitness perspective to heart health. So, before we get on to the day three discussion, so today's discussion is actually about diabetes and how is it that related to heart diseases. So before we get on to all these details, we just want to tell you that we are lifestyle management experts. Most of these issues are related to a bad lifestyle. So a permanent solution for a much long-lasting change would be to actually change the lifestyle in itself. That does not mean that these medications and the tablets and other medical treatments that a person would be having are obsolete or useless. I'm not saying that. They are very important for sustenance and for life itself. But then over dependence only on medicine without making any changes on the lifestyle is going to be detrimental and is very, very dangerous. So if you are on any medications and things like that, do continue all that along with your lifestyle changes. And please do talk to your doctor. Get a proper advice before deciding to stop these medications and tablets by yourself. On that note, let me get into the topic diabetes. We all know what diabetes is, high blood sugar levels. The blood sugar levels or the glucose levels in our blood stay elevated above, say, 100 or 120, the fasting levels. And when that is higher, then body is not able to manage it. It leads to multiple issues, right? So how is that related to the heart health? That's what we're going to talk about. So before I get into discussing details, let me briefly, in a very simplistic manner, let me explain what diabetes is. So I mentioned diabetes is high blood sugar level. So when we eat carbohydrate rich food, such as rice, chapati, sugary stuff, or even fruits has carbs in it. So when we have that, it gets into energy in our blood in the form of glucose. So the glucose needs to be on a particular range. There's a minimum required range and there's a maximum permissible range. Now, if the maximum permissible range, when that goes beyond that maximum permissible range, it's bad for the body. How is it bad for the body? The blood sugar levels, when it stays increased, elevated, it starts impacting other organs, okay? And that's when it becomes bad for the body. So a hormone called insulin is the one which regulates the upper level. So when the upper level goes above, say, 100 or 120, beyond that, the insulin hormone, which is secreted by pancreas, will come in and will help in reducing the blood sugar below these 100, 120 levels, right? So look at it this way. This is an example that I always keep explaining again and again. Some of you would have heard me talking about it already. Insulin is like a key that opens your almirah at your home. Okay, almirah is there to keep all the clothes inside, and insulin is the key that opens that. And almirah is a cell. Okay, look at it, the body cell or the body cells, right? So when suppose your almirah at your home, the lock got a little rusted, and even if you have the key with you, when you try to open that almirah, it takes a little longer for you to open that almirah. So what happens? The clothes that you've taken out from the washing is just lying down outside, right? It kind of starts accumulating over and over. That's exactly what happens. The clothes are the glucose or the blood glucose levels. The cells are not responding to the insulin key. So that cell is not able to open up and readily take these glucose from the blood and thereby maintaining or regulating the blood glucose levels. That's basically what a type 2 diabetes is. Type 1 is basically when the key itself is not there, meaning the pancreas is not able to produce insulin or not able to produce enough amount of insulin. So that's what basically this thing is all about. The type 2 diabetes and type 1 diabetes is all about. So when we actually, when we, just give me a minute, somebody's calling me on the phone, sorry. So when that happens, the blood glucose levels stay elevated and that needs to be managed. So that's what all these tablets such as glycomet, metformin, glimepiride, many things, many of such drugs will help in doing that. So now what happens when the blood sugar levels are high is that it starts impacting other organs, okay? Now, specifically, it starts impact. There is a condition called diabetic neuropathy, wherein the nerves starts getting affected. So, you know, people would have said that, I'm sure you would have heard people saying that when a person is diabetic, a person kind of starts feeling numbness or tingling sensation on hands and or on feet, which is basically because the nerves are getting impacted and are getting slowly damaged. Now, what happens when the nerves are getting damaged? When the nerves are getting damaged, it leads to many other issues, and it can lead to. And so what happens is that when a person is diabetic, and when that happens, uh, and if person is having heart-related issues, uh, when the nerves are damaged, if a person is having heart attack, the person might not actually even feel that sensation of a heart ailment or a heart attack. So typically, when a person is experiencing a heart attack, the person would have that kind of a pain on chest pain, especially on the left side of the body, right? So that happens. But if the nerves are damaged, and specifically, especially the nerves which are around the heart and leading to those areas are damaged, you might not be feeling that sensation at all. It's actually called a silent cardiac, silent MI, or a silent heart attack. So this is very common among especially people who have been diabetic and chronic diabetic for a longer duration, longer time, might get these things. So they don't understand that there is a heart attack happening, and they will not be able to go to a doctor or a hospital and attend and take necessary medical help. So that happens with people. Also, such people are also very susceptible to diabetes is happening because of a bad lifestyle, right? In most of the cases, type 2 diabetes. So such people are also, there's a very high chances of higher cholesterol. High BP is yet another problem which can most often occurs along with high blood sugar or diabetes people. According to the CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, a diabetic person has a twice more chances of a heart-related ailment than a non-diabetic person. So these are the reasons that a diabetes needs to be managed. Now, another thing is that high blood sugar levels most often also impacts kidney, diabetic nephropathy, right? And when kidney starts getting affected, the body is not able to manage the waste materials. But kidney is nothing but a filtering mechanism which removes waste from the blood. So when body is not able to do that, the blood pressure levels can increase, which in turn will impact the heart, right? And it can impact many other organs also, because the pressure with which the blood is flowing is higher. So obviously it will impact other organs. So these are the reasons that diabetes needs to be managed. Now, diabetes is actually, it's called a silent killer, and for rightful reasons, because these are the issues that it creates. By itself, a high blood sugar level might not necessarily create any visible problems, at least in the initial stages for a person. But then this is where the problem is. Once it graduates to much serious problems, then it's like, it starts impacting many organs. It can lead to diabetic nephropathy, diabetic neuropathy, diabetic foot, diabetic retinopathy, many things, right from your eyes even up to your feet. It can impact the high blood sugar levels. So diabetes is in fact a very, very dangerous thing, and it's very prevalent in India. And more so, the prevalence rate is 20% more in our most literate Kerala. And the World Health Organization actually has said that around 60 to 70 million people in India are actually diabetic. And the good news, however, is that diabetes or high blood sugar levels can be managed, and in some cases can even be reasonably reversed with a right lifestyle change. Now, when I say a lifestyle change, it involves eating right, okay? Not eating less. I don't mean not eating your favorite food. I don't mean not eating your rice. I mean eating right. Eating right would mean eating right amount of calories with the right proportion of protein, fat, carbohydrates. So you can have your rice, but you need to know how much you should have and what do you have it along with. That's important. Along with the right kind of nutrition planning and right kind of exercises, you will be able to manage blood sugar levels so that the risk of heart related ailments can be reduced considerably. This along with the third ingredient for a healthy life, which is right amount of sleep. So eating right, staying physically active, and with right amount of sleep, you will be able to manage these kind of lifestyle disorders for a long term, and you will be able to have a healthy heart. So that's how diabetes is related to the cardiovascular diseases. I hope this was helpful. We are an online health and wellness company. We help our clients anywhere in the world become healthy through our 3-month online diet and exercise programs. We help them not only lose weight or reverse age or pack some muscles, but also to manage diseases which are related to lifestyle. Which are they? Diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, uric acid, hypertension, all these. So that's what we do. So stay tuned. This is day 3 of the Diabetes Week. You 3 more days of information coming in. As always, stay healthy, stay fit, stay young, and stay safe. Take care. Bye.